Hey everyone, I just wanted to mention a couple things about this retrograde season. We are fully immersed. We have Saturn retrograde, Venus is still retrograde at the moment, and Mercury will be retrograde, and we're also approaching Virgo season. And so, a couple of things I wanted to point out is the ruler of the North Node, which is Mars. Mars is the ruler of Aries, and Aries is our collective North Node, is in Virgo. And if we look at the ruler of Virgo, we look to Mercury, and Mercury is in its own home sign. So Mercury is very potent right now. We can feel probably a lot more ruminating during this time, even experiencing a lot more nitpickiness, maybe from others as well, just being very critical. And so we can just, take a breath and understand that, it's this potent energy that we're in, and Mercury is retrograding for about 3 weeks from August 23rd to September 15th in its own sign. So that can bring up a lot of memories. And Virgo is is a sign that thinks about everything, maybe to no extent. Just like overthinking is a key word for Virgo, and this can help us in the long run. And this can, with Mercury in retrograde, we can go back and discover things that we might have missed or overlooked, possibly some tax documents that we need to be filling out and submitting. And what else? It's also a good cleaning energy, so it's a good time to get behind those couches and underneath the cushions. And a lot of times, especially with Venus also in retrograde, there's going to be an overlap between now and September 3rd, where both planets will be in retrograde. And money, Venus has to do with relationships and money. So there could be, this has happened to me before when I was doing laundry, and a $10 bill showed up in the wash. So that was, like a nice little delightful surprise. So it's not always all bad. You can definitely experience miscommunications and, technical glitches. I know even during the shadow period, it's been very frustrating just, entering all this information in, like filling out these forms online. And thank goodness I watched Celeste Brooks' little reel on little Mercury retrograde warning, because it happened to her as well, where she put in all this information and then it wasn't saved, and all that work was gone. So thank you, Celeste. I had copied and pasted what I had written into a separate, notes page, and lo and behold, when attempting to submit, whatever was up with the website was not responding. So when I hit refresh, it just took me back to this home page, and it was just could have been worse. So save your work, expect delays, miscommunications, and know that this is happening collectively. So I've also had very long wait times on the phone with customer service, and I feel really bad for the customer service agents, because you can tell in their voice when they kind of brief you before the call, and they're very just well meant and apologetic, and letting us know that their system is down and they've been experiencing longer than normal wait times. And so it just does everybody better if we can be aware of these energies and understand that like timing is everything. There's, nothing is going to blow up in our face, knock on wood, if we have to wait, like 15, 20 minutes longer than expected. So have that grace for yourself and as well as for other people. But another thing about this Mercury retrograde is that it is in an earth sign. It is in Virgo, and we don't currently have any planets in Sagittarius or Gemini, so Mercury will not be squaring those energies unless you personally have planets or points like your ascendant or midheaven or descendant or IC in Sagittarius or Gemini. So it will be trining the planets in Capricorn and Taurus. So it'll be trining Pluto, which is also retrograde at the moment. So Pluto in Capricorn and Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus. And so with this Mercury retrograde in trine to those planets, that can look like discovering a lot of deep truths about people in the entertainment world, in the spiritual world, politics. So, just be prepared and, expect the unexpected and anything, like we create our own reality. So as long as you don't become consumed with that kind of information, just let it, pass in one ear and out the other. Definitely it can be very, some of it can be disturbing, not gonna lie. Pluto in Capricorn retrograde, that can bring up very discomforting information. But the thing that universe wants us to do is just like trust the universe more and know that this information is meant to surface, and it's, now is the time for the collective to realize what is going on. And again, bringing it back to the North Node in the sign of Virgo at the moment. It is opposing Neptune, which is also retrograde. And so there can be this feeling of, wanting to do all the things, checking off the list, but Neptune kind of pulling the energies back and, making us tired. Like Neptune really signifies like lethargy and just needing to rest. And so surrender. Neptune in Pisces is a potent energy because Neptune is one of the rulers of Pisces. The other ruler being Jupiter, which is in Taurus. And so this is really asking us to relax and surrender, take the time and space to, make sure we are somatically aligned, just like making sure that we are paying attention to our bodies and not rushing into decisions. Even though Mars is the planet of just going for it. So it's kind of like not, universe works in mysterious ways. The timing of Mercury going retrograde and the opposition of Mars to Neptune is, like asking us to really, really, slow down and chill and just kind of relax, pay attention for sure. Like Mercury retrograde can be thought of as, a car accident on the side of the road, and we have a bunch of rubberneckers like looking on and not paying attention to where they're going. So it's up to us to, focus on our task at hand and make sure that the I's are dotted and the T's are crossed, because Mercury is kind of out of commission at the moment. And Mercury's going into the underworld to like communicate with the other energies, so that that Mercury can come back with a lot more wisdom, especially after the 6th of September, when Mercury connects with the Sun, which will be a Mercury cazimi. So similar to when Venus met up with the Sun, Venus became a morning star and has gained a lot more confidence and courage to really shine her light, especially in the sign of Leo. And so with Mercury in the sign of Virgo, after the 6th, after that Mercury cazimi, Mercury will be sharing a lot more universal wisdoms and like details, and just a lot more like Virgo is also representative of health as well. So a lot of information on how to take care of our own bodies and having the intuition to know what's best for us. And also in trine to Jupiter and Uranus in Taurus, this can look like getting rid of those beauty products, household items, or any of those prescriptions that we once thought were helpful to us, and realizing that actually they're pretty toxic, and there's other ways to heal ourselves naturally. So this is going to be a 3-week retrograde from Mercury. Unfortunately, Mercury does, move pretty quickly through their retrograde phase. And then we also have Jupiter and Uranus going retrograde. I think they both go retrograde at the end of August. I believe Jupiter goes retrograde the 30th of August. And Uranus is, I believe, the beginning, like the first week of September. And those two stay retrograde for months, I believe, toward the end of the year. So the end, say November. But I'll be back with more details on those two. But yeah, it's kind of I don't know, like coincidence how the retrograde season aligns with hurricane season. It's just kind of how things get stirred up is metaphorically kind of synonymous with retrogrades. It's like re-evaluating and like I said, like stirring things up, bringing things to the surface, rediscovering things. If you think about a hurricane, like a really bad hurricane, it can like pick things up and like place them somewhere else, and you find all these like pieces that have been deconstructed in some ways, so we have to like put everything back together. So that's kind of the energy of retrogrades, I guess, in a nutshell, come to think of it. But yeah, it's something to not fear, just be aware of, and having the awareness really gives us that superpower and empowerment to, like control our own stress levels. And if we can control our own stress levels and, not add to the chaos, then, it kind of creates this ripple effect so that people around us can also relax. I mean, I was talking to Southwest, and again, they were apologizing for the long wait times, and I mentioned Mercury retrograde, and she was completely understanding, and I was like, it's real, and she understood and agreed. And so we had a good talk about it. So hopefully the rest of her night went well, instead of because I've worked in that kind of work environment before, where you're trying to help customers, and they just have this like wall of attitude the whole time, coupled with arrogance and all those great things. Anyway, that's I think about it at the moment. So just take what resonates, and hopefully this was helpful. Yeah, if you have any questions, hit me up. I guess I should introduce myself. My name is Eva, also known as Gemstrology or Gemtastic on Instagram. But thanks for listening. Hope this was helpful. And take care.